Hello Taurus, welcome back to my channel. If you're a returning subscriber, if you're new, welcome and thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy the general reading. Elements of it could apply to you, or it could apply to somebody that you are close to at this time. I hope you enjoy it. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe, so that it gets escalated on the channels. In the first house we have your destiny. So the first house is everything to do with yourself, your physical appearance, your vitality, your physical body. It's also your personal self-oriented interests. It's also your personal independence, how you are making your way in the world on a sort of a daily basis, your outlook, how you are perceived by others. So what they see when they see you, your personality, your observable characteristics, also how you appear, and so on. So everything to do with the self, basically. With your destiny in there, this is a fate card, a destiny card. You actually have more than one in your chart this month. So with this card, it is a point of tension for you. It's like pressure bearing down in a very specific area, normally within a chart. So very specific area of yourself. And so with this fate card, it's saying do not force issues at this time. Some contemplation is required. You actually need to look inward for direction at this time. So you need to consult your inner GPS. You need to go inward and just have, spend time formulating and working things through. This is a time of finding your own way and your truth, your actual route to success. Success does come, but you've got to follow that inner guidance. Don't expect support at this time. You probably won't receive it, and it's not appropriate actually, because this is all about consulting your inner self and through the tension and through the pressure to actually find your truth. So it's a difficult period, but it's important to keep going through whatever else is going on around you, weather the difficulties. There's a kind of a pioneering energy in this as well. You may need to scale down certain things that you're involved in, or perhaps to do with your physical body or just your own particular interests. You may be doing too much. You need to scale down. You may also be working on your own with certain things, whether it's a physical regime that you're working on or just your own particular path in life. Health issues may come up as well, which need to be dealt with. But this card is also about patience and adaptability while you are treading this path. So it's trust in achieving your goal. I feel this is affected also by your 12th house, because you have Pluto in your 12th house, and that is the house of the unconscious. So all sorts of things are going on under the surface. Things are starting to come up. Things are starting to rise up in you. And I feel that this is either stirring this action or the two are working together to create new paths for you, to create new modes of being. But it is a destiny card, and you've just got to go with it for now, because what is destined for you will come to you, but there is a path that you've got to follow. Then in the second house we have Jupiter return benefits, lovely card to be having in your second house. Second house is the house of income. It's the house of self-worth and the house of values. Your values, what you value in others, your value systems, what you value in your life in general. This is all forms of ownership. It's property, it's real estate, land, anything like that. All forms of ownership, big or small. So with Jupiter return benefits coming in, this is a planet that does a revolution around your chart once every sort of 12 years. So something from a decade ago could very well come back to you now and bear fruit. So this is possibly an idea that never took off, or a plan that got shelved, or an idea that you had, something that didn't come off, something that didn't actually happen, and it's been lying fallow, or it's just been working away quietly, or something to do with that comes back to you now, and it brings benefits with it. So just keep a lookout for that. But this card is also about faith. It's about belief. It's about strength. And also this is the card of dreams manifesting as well. So very good for you from an income point of view, and from a value system point of view. It also brings in good fortune, prosperity, gifts may even come to you, doors open, and it's the yes card, one of the yes cards in the chart. It brings in expansion and opportunities, even if that's just your state of mind with how you handle your income. It's an expansion. It's a new way of doing things, and it brings in opportunities for whatever is appropriate. So pay attention to unfolding. What is unfolding around you? Pay attention, because you will be required to take action on something. You can't just let it wash over you. You still have to actually work at things. This card also brings in feelings of gratitude, or perhaps you need to show gratitude for all that you receive, because then you receive more. The only downside with this card is that it can bring in indulgence of all kinds, or overdoing things, or burning the candle at both ends, or just massive purchases, unnecessary luxuries, and so on. So just be aware of that. Then in the third house, we have Uranus Genius coming in, another lovely card to be having in your third house. So third house is your house of communication, all forms, written, verbal, body language, how you express yourself in whatever form, whether it's online or in the physical person, one-on-one. This is also about communication with others in a broader spectrum. So it can be in the public forum, or it can be with specific people, such as cousins, aunts, uncles, siblings, relatives, and even neighbors fall in under this. It's also the house of contracts and documents, signing of contracts and documents, and it's also the house of short trips and journeys, local journeys. So with Uranus Genius coming in, this is like a bolt of lightning. It's a brilliant idea, or it's a sudden realization, or a sudden intuition. It can also bring in a shock and a surprise of some kind. So it can bring in an upheaval, but it could also be a surprise which leads you into something amazing. So it's not all bad, but it can be very unsettling initially when it strikes, until you find your feet. So unexpected changes, it can bring in turbulence, but it's also about advanced technology and electronics. It could even just be very advanced, or it could just be an upgrade for you of some kind in this house, or you are learning to use technology in order to communicate with others. So whether it's different platforms, but it's mastering of the new things, mastering of the new ways. It can be cutting edge, whatever it is that you're working on. This card can also bring in liberation from certain things, so freedom from certain things, the liberation of yourself from perhaps certain ways of doing things. Now you see a new way of doing things. It's a change of perspective. This is your brilliant idea or your sudden realization, and you see how you can do certain things. It's also the stroke of genius. That's really what it is. Uranus is like that. It can also bring in contact or the exchange of ideas with people who are very different from you. So they could be bohemian, they could be a different culture, or they're foreign, or they just are very different. They think differently. They could have a different sexual orientation. They could be a different race. In any way, whatever way, they could be quite exotic. But whatever it is, they're different from you, and this is an exchange of ideas. This is learning about them, learning in general, learning about their views, and so on. And this is all about communication. You could also be going on an unexpected trip of some kind. Local journey could come very quickly and unexpectedly, and land literally in your lap. This card is also about research. So you could be researching for something to do with your communication house, or documents, or contracts. And science also comes in. So it could be that, perhaps you are studying and you're working on a paper of some kind. This can give you incredible intuition and a really brilliant idea, or just the knowledge to put something together and transmit it, to express it. Then in the fourth house, we have Gemini, I think. Fourth house is your house of home, your physical home. It's also the atmosphere in the home, the people in your home. It's also your relationship to your ethnic identity, your family, your foundation. your roots, your ancestry. It's all about that, which for some people can be very traumatic, or it can be inspirational. There's lots of ways of looking at it, or it could just be that there are issues from there that come up periodically, or you could be discovering new things about your ancestry. So with this card, Gemini, I think it's an air card, it's an air sign, so it's all mental and communication is, all mental things and communication is highlighted. So you could be in two minds about something to do with your home or any one of those areas. You could also be indecisive about something, or you could be distracted, because that can happen with this card as well. Perhaps you need to make a decision and you're just not sure. But communication is highly indicated at this time. So this is within your home, or with your roots, your foundation, your ancestry. So you could have people in your home which you are communicating with directly. This is clear, needs to be clear, concise communication. This is not about being glib or talking too much, small talk. This is precise, necessary communication, talking to others. All forms of technology come in here again, so this is an accent for you at the moment. So whether it's high tech or just an upgrade or something you're putting in your home which is technological, something to do with that. With this card, as I said, with the communication, be careful what you say. Your words are going to be very, very important at this time. So this is communication with people in your home, or to do with your ancestry and your heritage. So choose your words with care. Writing is indicated, books, blogs, anything like that is indicated with this card, talking in all ways. This card is also about having a youthful outlook in this environment. Pay attention. Finish any projects that you start, because sometimes with the Gemini card you can start stuff and not finish it. So this is a renovation or some sort of interior decoration or something you're changing in your home. Make sure that you carry it through and you finish it. This card is also about friends as well. You could be having a lot of friends in your home or in your home environment. It can also bring in a soulmate of some kind, whether that's like a friend or a lover or just somebody that you have a deep connection with and they are actually a soulmate for you in whatever form that is. Then in the 5th house, another wonderful card, you have Jupiter Abundance. So you had Jupiter return, now you've got the regular Jupiter Abundance. So this is the biggest planet. It's a very life-giving, life force enhancing planet. It's a very optimistic, joyful, abundant planet. So this is coming into your 5th house, which is your house of children, your children or children that you're associated with. It's the house of creativity. So your creativity could be associated with your children in some way. It's also the house of love affairs, and it's the house of recreational activities of all kinds. So whether that's fun recreational activities or sports, or it could be speculative like gambling or stock exchange, stock market, that sort of thing. So with Jupiter Abundance, it brings all of that in. It's about fun. It's about happiness, joy, social activities, outgoing, freedom as well. It can bring in freedom. So whether this is you experiencing this or your children or you in conjunction with that, or it could be even in a love affair or within a sort of a recreational setting, an activity that you're doing. So you're going to be enjoying that. It's really going to be joyful for you. It brings in abundance, luck coming in for you, and also gifts. So this could come from people that you're involved with, or from the children that you're perhaps working with. Perhaps you're a teacher or something like that. But it's about blocks being lifted and stresses lifted in this 5th house. This card is also about places of learning. So you could be visiting places of learning, or you're researching places of learning, or you're involved in that in some way, teaching, something to do with that. It's also the card of strength and purpose. Purpose comes up later on in your chart. So you could be finding your purpose within this house in some way. So whether that's in your creative field or with your children or with a recreational activity of some kind. It's also about being very, about generosity and about positivity. So it brings in a lot of good vibes, a lot of positive energy with it, this card. Then in the 6th house, your house of work, workplace, work colleagues, your work environment, your daily routines. It's also the house of health and diet, and it's the house of pets. So with Chiron healing coming in, this is the card where it's telling you that healing has to take place before progress can be made. So normally this is emotional healing in some way, but it can be physical body healing as well, or it could be healing of situations, could be situations, old situations in the workplace which keep repeating until resolution is found. So it's old old issues and wounds which come up for healing. So whether that's a physical wound or an emotional wound or an old situation, a difficult situation which you've been through in whichever one of the 6th house areas. So what happens when this appears again for you, when it comes up for you again? It's like a cycle. So you've got to pull it into the light. You've really got to examine it. You have to look at it objectively and see the purpose that this particular situation has had in your life. It's had a purpose. So you have to identify that and accept it as that is what its function was for you. And once you accept it, then you can release it and let it go, and it will not reoccur. Okay. This card is also about teaching. It's about learning. It's also about publishing, sort of public promotions and things like that. You could be busy with that in your work environment. It also could be learning or publishing about self-healing. Which can become a profession for you or work to do with that. But it's natural health. Natural health is very much indicated with this card. So moving on to the health and diet aspect of it, it's about possibly a health issues coming up for you, but it's about going through the sickness and what it's teaching you before you can get back to good health again. So it could even be wounds that you've had, physical wounds and so on. As I said, it can be physical and emotional. It could also be that you have an accident of some kind, or you need sudden medical attention, or you need to have a test out of the blue. That can come in with this card as well, which leads you to sort things out. This card is very much about medicine. It's about alternative healing and remedies and therapy. So homeopathy, chiropractic, naturopathy, all of that falls in under this card. So you need to do a little bit of exploration there, research, find out what it is that's going to work for you, try different things. It could be a combination of things, not necessarily just one thing. So it's an exploration that you need to, it's your journey, your healing journey, where you examine what it is that has occurred, you bring it into the light, you understand the purpose, you accept it, and then you let it go. And it's all the issues around that. It could even be a massive lifestyle change which you have to undergo at this time in order to bring the healing about. Then in the 7th house we have Taurus I have. So your 7th house is your house of relationships, personal one-on-one relationships. It can be a love relationship, or it could be a business partnership that you're involved in. But it could also just be another one-on-one close personal relationship that you have at this time. So it's in the spotlight with the Taurus I have card. This is very nice. It's a very stabilizing card to have a very stabilizing influence. It's basically gardens of possibility for you, because this is all about growth. It's all about the earth and soil and growing things. So it's your garden of possibility in this house. So a relationship possibly needs to be nurtured to enhance its growth. This is bringing, as I said, a stabilizing force in. So you could be really building a strong foundation at this time. Perhaps you're learning to be reliable. But it's about building a strong foundation, one brick at a time, or however you're going to be doing it, so that you get the most out of this relationship. Sensuality comes into this as well. Indulgence in different forms, whether it's luxuries or home comforts, relaxation. But all of that is going to be necessary in this relationship building. It's also a slow and methodical card. So there's no rushing. It's a realistic card, but it's also about doing things properly. It can bring in abundance for you, in whatever form. That could just be an abundance of time, or an abundance of good quality time together, or abundance of financial, or it could be in property and possessions and so on. Money matters, and the accumulation of that, and where you put it and how you deal with it, is all going to come into this. So perhaps you need to discuss your money matters and start building bricks for your joint life together. It's about investments. all kinds of, any kind of accumulation of funds. Just be careful of being too stubborn about certain things. You could also be evasive at this time, sort of procrastinating about things, or overly materialistic. That can come in with this card as well. Then in the 8th house, we have Mercury Mind. The 8th house is the house of big finance. So this is investments, insurances, trusts, legacies, banking, accounting, taxes, big money. And it's also about the joining, the merging of you with a love partner or you with a business partner, the merging of your resources, physical and emotional. It's also about the deeper sexual connection that you have with your love partner. It's also about handling other people's money. Perhaps that's a profession for you, or you're doing it on behalf of somebody else. So this house can also be about endings and beginnings as well. So it just depends on how it applies for you. With Mercury Mind, there's a mental energy coming in again. This is all mental. It's an air. It's associated with the air element. So this is about being analytical, streamlining all the aspects of the 8th house. Assess what is or is not working and streamline. It's also about careful communication. Communication is highly indicated this month for you. So you need to communicate with the significant other or your partner. That you've got to bring in reasoning. You've got to bring in awareness of things as well. Be clear-minded and straight up with this person. Technology may come in for you. So that's upgrades or new technology coming in. Perhaps it's going to assist you with this house in some way. Spreadsheeting, whatever it is going to be for you, or the use of banking technology and so on. Electronics come in as well. This card can also bring in quick developments, very quick, where you need to act and you need to apply your mental faculties and act. It can also make you a bit argumentative or glib, so just be careful with that. Trickery and deception is also possible with this card. So just be careful around your finances and your money. Make sure that everything is as it should be. So apply your analytical abilities. There could be something amiss somewhere along the line, or somebody's trying to pull the wool over your eyes in some way. So just think about that. This card is also about roads and maps and road trips and cars and travel associated with that. So something may come in for you to do with that in this house as well. Perhaps it's a big investment or an outlay that you're making financially. Just be careful that everything is as it should be. So just weigh in on that. Then in the 9th house, we have North Node, Life's Purpose, another lovely card, another destiny card coming in for you. So your 9th house is your house of exploration and adventure in all ways. It's the gaining of wisdom. So exploration, adventure comes into this, and it's also associated with international travel, or learning or interacting with foreigners, foreign countries, foreign cultures, foreign beliefs, philosophy, religion, belief systems, all forms of belief systems come in with this card. You could be studying any one of these areas, or it's part of your study curriculum, because further education and study falls under the 9th house. So this could be university education or adult education. So it's the search for meaning and purpose, and wisdom comes into that. This house also rules teaching. So you could be learning to be a teacher, or you're teaching in some way. It's about publishing. It's about promotional work, all kinds. It's also the higher courts and the law. So it does also have the aspect of relationship to your in-laws as well. So so it's the gaining of knowledge, however whether that's traveling or learning, or working with the public in some way. So North Node, Life's Purpose is exactly that. It's about finding your purpose, finding your way. This is about letting old things go, old pathways, old ways of doing things. You've got to let those go, and you've got to find your way now. You will be moved to the right place at the right time, or you'll just suddenly find yourself in that position. Right place, right time. Doors open, opportunities come in for you, and they've already been coming further down in your chart. You could be going into business, but it's a destiny card, so whatever is coming for you is meant for you. It's also about potential. This card has a lot of potential with it. Positive karma, and North Node is very much about lives, past lives, but this is about bringing in your purpose in this lifetime, moving forward, expansion, growth. So all of those are going to come in for you in the 9th house. Then in the 10th house, we have lunar eclipse change. So 10th house is your house of career, your house of fame, reputation, and your public status. It's also the house of authority figures. So this could be someone in your home, a family member, or a workplace, or just somebody that you look up to in general. So somebody you admire. So with lunar eclipse change, is exactly what it says. Changes are coming in, and they're going to be unexpected. They could even be very abrupt. You may know about them. You may know that these things are coming for you, but the speed and the abruptness of it and the drama it stirs up will take you by surprise. So it could just be something come at you like that, or it could be unexpected. But it's kind of got a bubbling over feel about it. So it's something that is there. You're kind of aware of it, but you haven't really dealt with it, and suddenly now it's front and center. So the speed and drama that it comes at you will surprise you. Things may be very unclear at this time. There will be upheaval. You won't really know which way to turn. Things come out into the open as well. Things that weren't clear now come out into the open. But it could also just be a new perspective. So something could occur. It forces you into a new perspective, or a new outlook, or a new attitude even. It's also about the letting go of old habits and moving forward into new ways of doing things. So old habits fall away. It forces you to incorporate new ways of doing things. It's also about moods and cycles, things going in cycles, because it's following the cycles of the moon. There could be a female or a feminine influence in this as well. So whatever the change is that's coming for you, it could wrap up within 6 weeks, or it could unfold over a 6-month period. Then in the 11th house, we have water element sensing. So this card is the pause card, and it's coming into your 11th house, which is your house of friendships, and it's the house of your networks and your contacts, and your group activities. So this is you interacting with others in a group situation. And it's also the house of your personal hopes and dreams, your visions, your wishes for the future for yourself, and your own hobbies and interests. That also comes up with this. So now with the it can also cover global consciousness, trends, how things are moving socially and in the world at this time. So this is a sensing card. It's a water element. So this is about the emotional life as well. So this is about going with the flow. Let matters sort themselves out and unfold as they're going to. But you're in a pause situation. This is a period where you withdraw periodically. It's about inner processing and contemplation. It's about retreat as well. So take time out to rest and gather your resources and gather your strength for that action period when it comes to you. So you may have low energy at this time. You may not feel like interacting with others. There may be drama swirling around you. Just stay out of it. Let things go. However, if people see that you're quiet or that you're very compassionate and understanding, which this card can bring out in you as well, don't let others take advantage of you during this process, this time. Don't let them take advantage of your passivity or your understanding nature or your trusting nature. So don't let them take advantage of that. Keep your boundaries in place, so that because you need to gather your resources and your strength and rest at this time. This card can also bring in a lot of creative energy or a lot of imaginative energy. So this is very good for you if you are involved in activities which require you to formulate and to draw down information and create. So that's writing, painting, all forms of recreation, but it's a very creative and a very imaginative influence that comes to you, which is great for harnessing for your hobbies, your interests, and your visions and your dreams for yourself and your future. But it could also be to do with friendships. Perhaps you have a friendship which is draining you a little bit and you need to just withdraw, or you may be seeing that in your your friendship circle. But don't get drawn into other people's things and get taken advantage of. You need to protect your boundaries and just do a bit of retreat at this time and let matters flow. Then in the 12th house, we have Pluto transformation. So upheavals again with this. This is the house of the unconscious. So these are things that are already in your body, in yourself, but they're not fully conscious, or they're just kind of there. It's your inner motivations and your drives, what's driving you. It's also the house of a retreat. So where you go to retreat. It's the house of your spiritual life, your meditation and mysticism and healing. It's the house of service to others. So people in the helping professions often have a strong 12th house. It's also about escapism. So just be aware of that. Escaping from things, not taking responsibility for what you need to do, turning to addictions of all kinds that can come in with this house. And it can also be about karmic lessons. It's the house of twin flames where they meet. So all kinds of things, but Pluto transformation. It's the other thing it does. It can also bring in is your interactions in institutions of all kinds. So this can be universities, libraries, hospitals. And this came up earlier on with the healing card. It may be that you have to visit an institution of some kind of healing institution. It's your experiences there, what you learn, whether you're going or you're going with somebody else. It's what you experience there and what you learn there. It could even be a government institution, or as I said, a university. But so all of that comes into the 12th house. But I feel this is about your hidden feelings or things that you've repressed or things that you need to express now coming up, because that's what Pluto does. It comes up from the underground. It also could be secrets coming out at this time. Anything rising to the surface from underground. This is old things coming up. So it could be old beliefs or old attitudes which require you to transform them. So you need to transform them so that the new ideas, new attitudes, and new ways of doing things can come in. So this is a general theme for you as well. It's come up before. We discussed it already. So this could be driving you to bring in the new. So it's all of that sitting under the surface now, rising up for expression. Or it could just be that that you're working in a field, a healing field or a service environment, and you're seeing transformation going on around you. You're seeing things coming up to the surface in your working environment or in this particular environment you're working in. Secrets could come out. There can also be endings and beginnings here. But it's also about growth. It's about resurrection and regeneration. So this could be you really coming home to yourself or airing things and regeneration, whether this is health or mental or unconscious beliefs. Sex, death, and rebirth can also come up with the Pluto card. So issues around that. It could be a profession, or it could be within you, issues around that which are now needing airing and coming up for attention. But it's all about transforming that for the greater good. Okay, Taurus, I hope you enjoyed that. Please don't forget to like and share, or like and subscribe. And take care. Have a great month, and I will see you next time.